Let us see the next question. Following two companies dealing in the same risk class has the following data of the recent year. That is a company called Ketan Ltd and there is a company called Rakesh Ltd. Amount of the operating income is given. Debt financing is given for Rakesh and for Ketan it is given that it is 0. So Ketan Ltd is an unlevered firm and Rakesh Ltd is a levered firm. Value of the equity, value of the firm information is given. Cost of equity of unlevered firm is 15%. Prove as per theory that due to arbitrage process, market value of both firms will become equal. Highlight the portion, assume that there are no taxes. I request all of you to go through the question please. I want you to write in the chat box that what is the first thing that we have to do in this question. Dear students, over here, the question does not provide information, value of the Ketan Ltd. So, first thing that we have to compute is value of the Ketan Ltd. And if at all the value of the Ketan Ltd match with the value of Rakesh Ltd, then in that case, we don't have to do anything because arbitrage does not exist. If there is a situation that say both of them are different, then in that case, arbitrage exists. I request all of you to write down answer. Working note number 1. Calculation of value of Ketan Ltd, full stop. It will be found like this. Earning before interest and taxes is 60,000 less interest payment zero. Earning before taxes 60,000. Earning after taxes 60,000. Cost of equity is 15%. Value of equity is 4 lakhs. How this 4 lakhs is calculated? 60,000 divided by 0.15. Value of debt 0. Value of firm 4 lakhs. And we can see that so the value of Ketan Ltd does not match with value of Rakesh Ltd. Value of Ketan Ltd is 4 lakhs and value of Rakesh Ltd is 3,93,750. So arbitrage exists. Read on with paragraph. Value of Ketan Ltd does not match with value of Rakesh Ltd. In bracket write down 3,93,750 is not equal to 4 lakhs. So arbitrage exists. Full stop. Step number 1. Assuming Mr. Y holding 20% equity shares of overvalued firm is entering into arbitrage. Full stop. His current position is as under. Friends, there are three things that we are required to write. The first is current income, second is amount of investment, and third is exposure to debt risk. I just want you to tell me in the chat box what is the value of the current investment. I do not want all answers. I want you to tell me what is the current investment of equity shares. Please write answer in the chat box. Friends, over here we understand that so the amount of the current investment will be rupees 80,000. That is 4 lakhs into 20%. We understand that so this time Ketan Limited is an overvalued firm and not Rakesh Limited. Value of the Rakesh Limited is only 3,93,750 and for Ketan Limited it is 4 lakhs. The next is a current income. We can see that over here, so the income of income of Ketan Limited is 60,000. So income of Mr. Y will be an amount of rupees 6,000. How 6,000 rupees is calculated? It is 60,000 into 10%. Third, what is the debt exposure? Exposure to debt risk. It will be 0. Why 0, sir? Because Ketan Limited is an unlevered firm. That is the reason, so the exposure to debt risk will be 0. I'm sorry, this will be 12,000. Step number 2. In that, Mr. Y will sell equity investment and will realize rupees 80,000. In bracket I am clarifying equity shares of Ketan Limited. Step number 3. In that borrowing, in that I am writing not applicable. Why? Because this time you don't have to borrow. Because earlier debt exposure was 0. So there is no question of borrowing. Step number 4, arbitrage. In that write down Method number 1. Same investment, comma, more income. I want you to write in the chat box what is the amount of the increase in income to Mr. Y with the switchover. Now let us have understanding that say how to make the calculation of answer. First of all, I am giving an answer just for understanding. You don't have to write that. Dear students, as far as Rakesh Ltd is concerned, its operating income is 60,000. Amount of the interest is 1,50,000 into 14%, 21,000. So earning before tax is 39,000. Earning after taxes again 39,000. Equity dividend 39,000. Now let us understand that say suppose Mr. Y is making investment of entire 80,000 rupees. How 80,000 rupees? 4 lakhs into 20% is invested in R Limited. So what will happen? Investment and income. For 2,43,750 equity shares, income is 39,000. So for 80,000, this is the income. So we understand that it is 80,000 into 39,000 divided by 243,750. This is the way we can make the calculation of the income of Mr. Y. So it is 39,000 divided by 243,750 into 80,000. That comes to 12,800. So we can say that the revised income is 12,800 and earlier the income was rupees 12,000. 12,000. So there is an increase in income by 800. This is what's the answer that we apparently write. Now understand carefully what I am going to speak. Whatever the answer that I have written, in that do you find any mistake? We understand that over here there is a big mistake. What is that big mistake? Let us understand. We know that the Rakesh Ltd is a levered firm. As far as the equity value is concerned, it is 2,43,750. And as far as debt value is concerned, it is 1,50,000. If at all you make investment of 80,000 rupees in equity shares of Rakesh Ltd, what will happen? It is 80,000 divided by 243,750 into 100. So what will happen? So there is a percentage of the equity shares that you are holding. There is a certain percentage of the equity shares that you are holding. What is that percentage of the equity shares? It can be calculated like this: 80,000 divided by 243,750 into 100. It comes to 32.82%. Now, if at all you are holding 32.82% of the equity shares, then into 1,50,000, you will be having the debt exposure of 49230. It is 1,50,000 into 32.82%. So your debt exposure will be 49230, and earlier you had debt exposure 0. So making investment like this, say, is wrong. This is the very first thing that, say, we understand. Now going further, listen carefully. This is not the correct answer. Then what is correct answer? We are discussing that. Basically, we have to make investment in such a way, so we are having, say, the same percentage of the equity holding and same percentage of the debt holding. Why? Because if at all you are having, say, the same percentage of the debentures and the equity holding, then in that case your debt exposure will be nullified. Whatever you have to contribute, whatever you have to contribute, being equity shareholder, in the event of the liquidation, the same amount you will receive back being debenture holder. So you have to purchase same percentage of the equity shares and same percentage of the debentures. That is what we understand. Okay. So what will happen? Listen carefully. We will make investment, say, in this proportion. 2,43,750 is to 1,50,000. So we'll make investment like this. Now I want you to write answer. Along with the dictation of the answer, I'll explain you. So the heading is same investment and more income. In that, write down calculation of amount of investment to be made in equity shares and debentures of Rakesh Ltd. See, why to make investment in both? For that, I'll dictate the reason to you. However, in examination, we don't have to write anything like this. In examination, straightway you have to start with the answer. So we understand that, say, particulars, amount and investment. It is equity share capital, that is 2,43,750. Debentures, in that it is 1,50,000. So total of both of them is 3,93,750. Amount of investment is 80,000. So the equity investment will be 2,43,750 upon 1,50,000 into 80,000. Next. Oh, I'm sorry. It is divided by 393,750. 1,50,000 divided by 393,750 into 80,000. Dear students, I'll dictate you later on that, say, the percentage of the equity holding and debt holding will also be same. Right now we are writing answer from examination point of view to close the answer, and then all explanations I'll dictate to you. That is the way we are, that is the proceeding further. So it is 243,750 into 80,000 divided by 393,750. It comes to 49,523.81. Next, 1,50,000 into again 80,000 divided by 393,750. That comes to 30,476.19. This is the way we are supposed to make investment. So we're done with paragraph now. Calculation of increase in income, because we are required to substantiate that your income increases, and debt exposure will be zero. You need not to mention it. Of course we are going to write that say later on. Rakesh Limited, EBIT of Rakesh Limited is 60,000 less interest 1,50,000 into 14 percentage 21,000. EBT is 39,000. Earning after tax is 39,000. Equity dividend is same 39,000. Next is calculation of increase in income. In that, equity dividend income, that is the first thing. So it is 39,000 divided by 2,43,750 multiplying with equity shares. It is 49523.81. So it is 49523.81. So this is the way we are required to make the calculation of say the amount of the income in form of dividend income. So 39,000 divided by 243,750 into 49523.81. So it is 7,923.81. This is the dividend income. Add interest income. See what we can see. We can see that say amount of investment made in the debentures is 30476.19 and the rate of interest of debentures is 14 percentage. So taking into account the amount of investment in debentures and rate of interest will make the calculation of the interest income. So 30476.19 into 14 percentage. That comes to 4,266.67. So 7,923.81 plus 4,266.67. That comes to a revised income. It is 12,190.48 less current income. As far as the current income is concerned, it is an amount of 12,000. So difference of both of them is additional income. It is an amount of 190.48. This is a way we can make the calculation of answer about the increase in income. Please write an answer. So friends, over here we will tell to Mr. Y that you can see that, say, one, your amount of the investment is same as it was earlier with no change in it. It was earlier 80,000, right now also it is 80,000. Second, your exposure to debt risk is nullified. And third, there is an increase in income by 190.48. So Mr. Y would be interested in it. Whatever Mr. Y is interested in it, the same news will spread and other investors will also interested in it. So everybody will switch over. With that, value of the Ketan Limited will fall down and value of Rakesh Limited will go up. Right on answer. With about market value of Ketan Limited will decrease and market value of Rakesh Limited will increase. Full stop. There will be a point at which value of both the companies will become same and arbitrage does not exist in the market. Full stop. Now this is the point at which the answer comes to an end. Now I am dictating one more working to you just to give you explanation. That's the percentage of the equity holding and percentage of the debt holding will be same. So write down heading calculation of percentage of equity and percentage of debt holding. This is only for understanding in Rakesh Limited. So over here it is equity debt amount. As far as the equity is concerned, it is 243750 and debt is 1,50,000. Percentage. We understand that's over here 49523.81. 49523.81 divided by 243750 into 100. As far as the debt is concerned, in that also similarly it is 30476.19 divided by 1,50,000 again into 100. This is the way the percentage can be calculated, and with that say we can prove that say the exposure to debt risk will be nullified. Let us see 49523.81 divided by 243750 into 100, that is 20.32 percentage, approximately 30476.19 divided by 1,50,000 into 100, that comes to again 20.32. So whatever you have to contribute, being equity shareholder, the same amount you will get back being debenture holder. Now method number 2. Method number 2 is less investment, same income. I want you to tell me in the chat box what will be answer over here. Let us understand over here how to do answer. The answer is extremely simple. Write down answer, I'll explain that to you. Amount available for investment 80,000. Less investment in equity shares. Dear students, you just have to see that say earlier it was how much holding, 20%. So this time also it is 20%. 243,750 into 20%. So it is 48750 less investment in debentures, it is 1,50,000 into 20%, that comes to 30,000. So out of 80,000, this two amount will be invested, remaining is the surplus. Amount of the surplus will be calculated as 80,000 minus 48750 minus 30,000. The answer is 1250. See, this time investing in the debentures and equity shares, both of them are necessary. Why? Because you have to have the exposure to debt risk 0. Investing in both of them is necessary. Only in that case the exposure to debt risk will be nullified. See, from examination point of view, once again your answer is over. Still, only for understanding purpose, I am making one more working note. Calculation of revised income of Mr. Y. In that, dividend income. What is the amount of the dividend income? We understand that over here 39,000 into 20%. Why? Because you have purchased 20% equity shares. So 7,800 plus interest income. What is the amount of the interest income? We understand that's over here 30,000 into 14%. That comes to 4,200. So this is the total income. The total income is an amount of 12,000. This is the way we can calculate the answer. Let me revise the entire answer for all of you, my dear students. In first working note, we have computed value of Ketan Limited, which is an unlevered firm. It is 4 lakhs. It does not match with the value of Rakesh Limited, 3,93,715. So there is an arbitrage opportunity. The arbitrage opportunity will make sure that the value of both the company will become same. And this is what we are going to understand. For that, investor of overvalued firm will switch to undervalued firm, and with that he will be able to make a profit. Step number 1, making a simple assumption that Mr. Y holding certain percentage of equity shares of overvalued firm, in this example it is Ketan Limited, is entering into arbitrage. His current position is as under: 3 things. 1. Current investment 80,000, current income 12,000, exposure to debt risk 0. These are the 3 things that we have. Step number 2, Mr. Y will sell equity investment and will realize an amount of 80,000 in his pocket. There is no question of borrowing, because right now exposure to debt risk is 0, so later on also it is supposed to be 0. Method number 1, same investment and more income. First of all, I had given you explanation that wrong answer that the sometimes students may calculate, making investment entirely in equity shares. That is wrong answer. So how to do answer? You have to make investment not only in equity shares but also in debentures. That is what we understand. You have to make investment of 49,523.81 in equity shares and 30,476.19 in debentures. That is what we understand. Making investment like this, we have computed that what is the revised income. It is 12,190.48, which is consisting of 2 components. Component number 1, dividend income. Component number 2, interest income. It is greater than the current income of 12,000, so there is an increase in income by 190.48. Okay, next is, we understand that just for understanding that percentage of the equity and debt holding is same, so exposure to debt risk is nullified. Method number 2 is very simple, and this is what I suggest you to do in examination. Less complication. Amount available for investment is 80,000. You make investment in the same percentage of the equity and same percentage of the debentures. So there is a surplus of 1250. Revised income is same as it was previously. This is the way you have the arbitrage. If at all you are writing the method number 2, I just suggest you to write this paragraph additionally. With above, market value of K will fall down, market value of R will increase. There will be a point at which value of both of them will become same. So this is what I suggest you to write. Please write down answer further with paragraph. Just a note. Whenever an investor switches over from unlevered to levered, investor will invest in both equity and debt, full stop. Investment will be made in debt equity ratio so that exposure to debt risk is nullified. Full stop. All these explanations are only for understanding. We don't have to write this explanations in examination.